Hey there, it's Derek back in the office with Hi-Fi Resale Shop. If you don't know, I'm a full-time reseller. I've been doing this for about 6 months. I quit my job in December 7th or whatever, and but I have been on eBay for over 17 years selling things. I started off with DVDs and movies. That since died. And I moved on to other things like retail arbitrage. Went through that cycle, and I didn't like where that led me. And then I found a sports memorabilia collection, which led, strangely enough, into women's clothing. So I say I'd say 85%, 80% of my inventory is women's clothing, with the rest of it being knickknacks, books, video games, movies, and just other oddball stuff that I find at garage sales and estate sales if the price is right. Today I'm going to share with you let's see here. The 17 things which sold over the weekend, which I think is more than 17 things because there was one order with 11 items on it, where we made about $261. That's gross, with shipping, I think, included in it. So it might be a little bit less than that we take home. It would definitely be a little bit less than that we take home. So we'll go through those things, and I'll show you those things that were sold this weekend. So the first thing is this poster. I like it. It's a Walter Payton poster from Chevy and WGN 720, the radio station that used to do the football games. I don't know if they still do them in Chicago, but this is vintage. I don't know exactly when this came out. Probably around the time he was breaking the record, Jim's Brown rushing record. Oddly enough, I just saw something on Facebook last night about that from NFL Films. And I don't know if you know, but Jim Brown recently passed as well. I am honored to have both of their autographs in my collection. I have Jim Brown's over here. I can show you. Down there is Jim Brown's helmet, his autograph. And over here is Sweetness's. Let me get a good picture of it. There, Sweetness. Story behind that is that I was able to get that autograph. It's probably one of his last autograph sessions he ever did, because right after that he announced that he had pancreatic cancer. And he did a show with a radio guy sitting next to him, and the radio guy was his friend who he played with. And he was surprised to see the way that Walter Payton was looking, which was basically really thinned out and emaciated. So right after that, they were forced to tell the world that he had he needed a new liver, I think. Yeah, I think he needed a new liver. I'm not sure. I have to go back and research that. But that's that. So I sold that poster for $7 and plus shipping on top. So that was cool. The next one is this Webb Pierce CD. This didn't get very much for. I got $3 plus shipping on top for that. Old country music CD. The next item was this here. This glass jelly jar for Cahill's prickly pear jelly. This is from a consignment sale that we were doing. So we'll make $10 plus shipping on top, and we'll have to split that with the person we're doing the consignment with. The next item, let's see here. Next item is a shirt. Is a shirt. So the next item is a shirt from Talbot's. It's a medium long sleeve with $16. I'll show you that. $16 plus shipping on top. Ever since that USPS price change, we went to straight shipping on top for everything. It became a little bit too difficult to try and figure out how to price the item and then do free shipping on the item. I did free shipping for a very, very long time. I thought it was a great incentive for the customer to know that they didn't have to worry about the shipping charge being on at the end. We had a discussion with somebody that was eBay reseller a long time ago, and we came up with that conclusion because we used to do shipping on top and then we did free shipping. But with the new changes, it just seems so difficult to figure out the price that things should be. And a lot of that is maybe our own fault because we do sales on top of the price that we do. So, but anyway, we do shipping on top now for almost 100% of the items that we do. It just makes it a lot simpler. And I don't know if free shipping carries the same weight that it used to. The next item we have is a cardigan sweater. So this little black cardigan sweater, that sold for $8 plus shipping. Let's see, the next thing is these pajama pants. They had no label inside, but they were a 1X or 18W size, so they were a larger size, so kind of desirable. Pink lounge pants sold for $5 plus shipping. The next item is this small flocked women's dress. It's new with tags, and we got $9 plus shipping for that, and I still have one available to sell. Okay, the next one is also from the consignment sale. It is these Bible and I books from like 1961. Yeah, 1961, from a vacation Bible school. The beginner pupil and the nursery pupil. And ephemera is what this is called. If you collect for collectors purposes, this is what it's called, ephemera, paper products. And this sold for $7 plus shipping, and it's part of that consignment sale, so we'll make about half on that. The next item, another shirt, a small express olive green v-neck. That sold for $11 plus shipping. The next item was a audiobook Dark Side of the Moon by John Sanford. That sold for $3.98 plus shipping. The next item we got out of a storage locker. This Disney extra large, new with tags, women's pajamas. It's got Mickey driving a red truck with a Christmas tree on it. We sold that for $13 plus shipping. It was a storage locker. It looked like somebody was trying to do retail arbitrage by buying up clearance items at the store and then reselling them. So there were 3 or 4 totes of new clearance merchandise. The dress that I showed you, the flocked dress that I showed you, was part of it. I've sold 3 or 4 other dresses from that storage unit already, so I think that has paid for itself, and I gotta give props to my mother-in-law. She's the one who found that storage locker, so good for her. The next item is this Chicago Cutlery small Santoku knife. It's a 9-inch knife. Put it in a little plastic sleeve. That sold for $5.98 plus shipping. If you are going to buy knives, be very careful that they don't have any pitting in them. Just make sure that the blade's in really good condition. You don't want to spend any time really cleaning up knives. And then I cleaned that knife with a lemon and baking soda to get it really clean. It didn't look like that when I got it, but I just had to do a little elbow grease on it. The next item that was sold was a PS2 game. Was this paintball game. It was in a lot of other games that I purchased, and I was just trying to get rid of it. I sold it for $1.49 plus shipping. Not gonna make very much on it, but I didn't have enough games to like lot together to try and just sell them off. I didn't have enough bad games to do that, and I really didn't want to just hold on to it for a while, so I just threw it up there and it finally sold. And we'll move on to the next item, which was a audiobook, Days of Gold by June Devereaux. This sold for $3.98 plus shipping. This is from the large audiobook buy, and we've since turned the corner on profit for that. And then the next order, well, I'll skip that order, I'll come back to it because it's a big one. The next order is 9 Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine. This was $4 plus ship, and it's in pretty good condition. Looking at the disc, great group of songs. Don't necessarily go with my worship's lifestyle right now, but still a great album. Really loved this when it came out, and mid-90s I think it came out. I remember listening to this when I was in the Marine Corps. So that's a great album. Highly recommend it if you haven't listened to it. On the edge of metal, but alternative. The next item that we sold was a book. It was a paperback from 1974. The Holy Spirit and His Gifts. This sounds super interesting. It's got a bit of writing in it, but for biblical stuff and sometimes textbooks, when people put little things on the side and or highlight things, that could be good because you take a second look at the stuff that they highlighted. That sold for $9.10 The Holy Spirit and His Gifts. Sounds like a great book. So the last order I'm going to show you is 11 items. I'm going to say thank you to John Smith, which is the name that's on there. And he bought 11 audiobooks. So I will go through them. The first one, let's turn them here. The first one is Stuart Wood's Kisser. The next one is Black Echo by Michael Connelly. The next one is Prince of Thieves by Chuck Hogan. Stone Cold by David Baldacci. The Secret Servant by Daniel Silva. Conviction by Richard North Patterson. Compulsion by Jonathan Kellerman. The Run by Stuart Woods. Echo Park by Michael Connelly. The Second Chair by John Lescroat. The Glass Rainbow by James Lee Burke. If I mispronounced any of those names, I do apologize. Okay, so 11 books. He asked for special pricing on those, plus a shipping discount, which makes total sense. You don't want to pay $4 in shipping on every single one of those. So I adjusted the price down for shipping, so he paid $28.79 for the 11 books on tape, on DVD. $28.79 for 11, and then there was like $11 in shipping on top of it. I did $1 a book on the shipping, so that's that. So those are all things that were purchased. I think that's it was like 25 or something, like things that were purchased over the course of the weekend. And that's all I got there. And working back here with the mannequin and all those pants on the ground. I did all those pants the other day. I spent a better part of 5 hours taking pictures. There's probably 60 pair of pants there. Took pictures of. I'll have the ability to come in and work on 5 or 6 at a time. Sorry, before I go to bed at night. Trying to consistently each day put up 5 items or 6 items in different categories. So like over to the side here, I have a stack of books which are ready to go up. I took them down because they were the oldest listings that I had. So it's important to go back and try and figure out what your old stuff is, and you can do that through your active query and see which has the oldest listing ID, and then go back and try and look and see if you need to just donate it, chuck it, get rid of it, or try and unlist it, because you have to unlist it. You have to end it and you have to re-put it up, because then the computer algorithm thinks it's a new item. It gets a new item ID. If you just keep the old ID, it still thinks it's over a year old or 2 years old. Some of my listings are 3 years old because that's how long ago I did them. It's just a time-consuming process, and you just got to do a little bit at a time to just try and keep it looking like you're consistently putting things up and taking care of the old stuff that hasn't sold. Right now I am at, let me see here, I am at 3,492 listings, and I'm kind of constantly putting stuff up and taking stuff down at the same time, so it kind of hovers around this right now while I'm taking stuff down. I have 3,492 active listings, so particular listings, and there's multiples in some of those quantities. So I have actually 4,284 items up on eBay with a grand total inventory price, which you're never going to realize, but it says $53,829. You know, that's everybody knows that's not realizable, but just seeing that number grow, seeing your quantity grow, seeing your active listing grow is what you want to see. And then the other thing I would recommend to new resellers is just have a goal. Put 5 things up a day, or if you're at that sales cap that eBay gives you, put 1 thing up a day. Be consistent with it. Let the algorithm know that you're working on your store, so it puts your stuff first. If you have a limited amount of listings that you can do and you're at your cap, take the oldest one down, end it, put it up, sell similar, and relist it. Get a new ID number on that. Maybe you do 2 a day and you start just circling them and relisting stuff that's the oldest, and it'll get it'll have the algorithm think that you're working diligently on your store. When you don't work on your store, eBay will make it so that you are able to pay for your store, and that's it. They will make it so that you don't quit on eBay. They'll make it so that your store makes enough money just to pay the bill, and then it'll basically not do any more than that. So we went through a period of like maybe a year and a half, 2 years, where eBay just paid for itself, and every other day I would tell myself I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna do some stuff, and I just would never have the time. Mostly because we had 4 toddlers at the time, which isn't a great excuse, but it is a good excuse. And little kids, you got to spend time with them. You got to give them your time. No one's gonna say on their tombstone, "I wish I had put more time into eBay instead of my little babies." So sometimes there is an excuse, and eBay will keep your store open basically for you by selling things so that you don't quit, because they don't want you to quit. They don't want to lose a customer that's paying money to them. So they will have your store make just enough money to pay the bills, and then they'll start hiding your listings on you. So in the coming weeks, we have a big estate sale here in Missouri that we're gonna do, and purge some of the stuff out of my garage. Been spending a lot of time going through my death pile, which is still enormous, but if things get bad during the winter and I'm not able to go source, I can just pull stuff out of there. So we got that coming up August 24th, 25th, 26th. We have a huge estate sale in Springfield, Missouri at Wheeler's Furniture. And we're dedicating a lot of time to that, but we are still selling things on eBay. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. Subscribe. It's always great. Like the video. Lets me know that people are watching it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.